Hello, everybody. This is Real Talk with Nakia, but it's actually a special occasion. It's going to be just a little bit different. You guys are used to me talking, me giving advice, me giving information, but today we're going to learn a little bit about Nakia. And fortunate enough for me, I have a host.
Yes. My name is Nathaniel Cassell. And today I'll be the host over the show. I'm taking over.
Yes, thank you.
So how are you, Miss Nakia Evans?
I am good.
Awesome. You look wonderful. Very wonderful.
Thank you. Today is Mother's Day,
And happy Mother's Day to all the mothers here today or deceased. Happy Mother's Day to you as well.
Thank you. I'm going out to party, have a little date or something of that nature after this, and I had to dress it up a little bit, put a little something on today.
Very, very wonderful. Very wonderful. So let me start by asking you this. Who are you? Who is Nakia Evans?
Well, let me tell you who I am today, because over the years, I tend to change up, okay? First of all, I am Nakia. There is no other Nakia. Anyone that has known me will tell you there is no other Nakia. So it's kind of hard to describe me, but if I had to describe myself, I would tell you that I'm a realtor, I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother, I am a warrior, I'm a fighter, I am a survivor. I survived tons of things over the years. I am a winner. Yes. That's something new. We'll talk about that, right? I'm sure. I'm a winner. But above all things, I'm a human being who I just want to live. I want to be free. I want to be free to be me. And I always, no matter where I am, who I'm with, or what I'm doing, I'm free to be me. And I pride myself most in that I'm able to be Nakia no matter what. It doesn't matter who's around, who's not around, who's listening, who's not listening, who likes it and who doesn't like it. I'm going to be Nakia at all times.
I can dig. That's awesome. You're an awesome person. I think you're very awesome.
Thank you.
So you come from a pretty rough area in life, city. So even coming from that place, what made you become you, pushing you to be this person that you are?
Well, I had a family of hustlers, okay? My family consisted of my grandfather, who worked a job, but also was a loan shark. Come to find out, I didn't know anything about that when I was younger.
Some money.
Okay, he was the one that loaned all the steel workers money, right? So on payday, he got paid, and then the family got paid. So even though Baltimore seems rough, it wasn't rough per se in the beginning or back in the day. Or I never had it rough. My family never had it rough. My grandmother, she always had a job. She was a nanny for like a car dealership. So I used to spend a lot of time with her at their house, which was a beautiful home in Sparks, Maryland. I used to play with their kids. I used to spend the night, spend the weekends. I used to swim in their pool. That was like, back in the day, if you had a pool at your house, you were rich, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So growing up in the city and going into Sparks, Maryland, meant I was spending time at the big house, So I spent a lot of time with my grandmother at work while she was a nanny. My mother always worked. My dad was in the Army. My mother always worked and had a business or had a hustle. She still will call it a hustle. I call everything a business. But she had a business and a job. So watching my aunts, they always had a job. Everybody in my family always had a job. So I never experienced not having a job or not. I never needed for anything. Put it that way. I never needed for anything. And what made me become Nakia is because I had kids at a young age. I had 3 kids by the time I was 19.
And we're going to talk about that.
Yes. I had 3 kids when I was 19, and that meant that because I never needed for anything, my kids would never need for anything. So I've always had a job. As a matter of fact, I graduated from high school on June the 6th. On June the 9th, I had a full-time office job. I worked in the office. I made $6.73 an hour as a receptionist at a business in Baltimore County. I had a car already, so I could drive to work, but I never needed for anything. I never wanted my kids to need for anything. And I thought that was the end all be all. But what I found out years later is really what I was searching for was time freedom, location freedom, and financial freedom. I thought just a job would give you the financial freedom and everything would be okay.
Okay.
That's what gave me my goals, because I just wanted financial freedom.
Okay. So even when you saying that, like, so let's talk about like being a mother early, young.
Mm-hmm.
And again, happy Mother's Day. I think you did a wonderful job with your kids, you know.
Thank you.
So even like having 3 kids young, what made you not become addicted to a system of like welfare, you know, to become something? Because, you know, a lot of women are, you know, they become stuck depending on this, you know.
Oh, yeah. So, well, I'm a shopaholic. I like to shop. I like to spend money. I like to have money.
I think all women do.
I was introduced to shopping at an early age. I mean, I was the only female in my family in my age group, put it that way. All my cousins were boys. So I was a spoiled brat. I had my mother, my aunts, and they had female cousins. It was just all girls, all women, right? So I think shopping and having things, they all had things. Like I told you, we never really struggled. My family didn't struggle. I think everybody in my family started working straight out of high school. Okay. So everybody had a job. As a matter of fact, my aunt retired in like 50 years working the same exact job. So everybody always had a job. And everybody always had things, material things. Everybody always, I never heard anybody in my family say, oh, you got to wait till I get paid. Or when I get paid, I will. So again, financial freedom was a big goal of mine. And talking about welfare and the system, when I was 19, the system targeted me, actually. Okay. There was I don't know where it came from, but there was some kind of group of people that were targeting young girls who were on welfare, needed to be on welfare, or should be on welfare. And what they did is they targeted me. They had me to go to hair school, which I was interested in. So when I got that phone call like, hey, you want to go to cosmetology school? It's going to be free. We're going to give you a social services check. We're going to give you free daycare, and we're going to give you food stamps. So when I was 19, I think I was 19, I was 19. I had the 3 children, right? This was 1994. I was getting $468 in cash, about $490 in food stamps. I got, I got $250 to pay my rent. Mind you, my apartment rent was $449. So I got $250 in what they call rental assistance to pay my rent. And, what else? We had food stamps. Oh, and they told me I could go to hair school for free and daycare vouchers for 3 children. So at the age of 19, I did not have to pay for daycare for 3 children under the age of 2. That was a lot of money. That's something to get addicted to. So
yeah. You can. I mean,
okay.
Yeah, people play on that.
Yeah, I could have stayed stuck right there, but it's really not what I wanted to do. I went to cosmetology school because I had been doing hair since I was 16 in high school. I started doing nails at the lunch table.
Hustling.
Oh yeah, I was hustling. Yeah, I was doing nails at first, right? At high school, and I started doing hair. So I always was able to make some additional money on top of that. So shoot, I was balling out of control for real. Right. With all that money and kids. I had a car, I did hair.
You could tell you nothing.
Oh yeah, nothing at all. So I So I knew, or I thought I was surviving, or I was doing more than surviving. I was thriving. I basically leveraged all of that stuff to go to the next level. I didn't stay there with that stuff. I could have easily stayed with that stuff. That was good for 19, 3 kids, and I didn't have to do anything besides go to school. I thought that was a good thing, right? But I actually leveraged it, and I just took it to the next level, the next level, next level. There was a lot of things that happened. Our hair school got shut down. That's a whole nother real talk with Nakia. We won't even get into how the federal government jumped out a U-Haul truck with guns and raided the hair school while we were on our way into hair school, right?
Just a little taste. What was that about? Just a little small. What was that about?
All right, so listen. What happened? I told y'all the people were targeting people, girls, or social service and welfare. Well, the school was taking out loans and getting grants, and they were receiving money for girls that weren't even going to school. But the girls had been set up with all the things. Remember, I told you all the rent assistance, the social service, the food stamps, the free daycare. The school was collecting money from the federal government, but the girls weren't going to school. So the government must have got wind of that, and they shut that down because they were reporting that these girls were in school. Well, how they found out, I found out late in life, is that the girls, they would stop going to this school, but then they would enroll in a different school. Because back then, for social services, in order to get social service, you had to go to some type of school. So whereas though they didn't want to go to that hair school anymore, they went to another school. And the federal government's probably like, well, how they enrolled here, going every day, and they also enrolled here and going every day. So there was a big investigation. And one morning, we were just walking into the building, and lo and behold, a U-Haul truck pulled up, the thing raised in the back, and all these people jumped out with guns. That was my first time ever seeing anything like that. It was like FBI. They had all the, the letters on there.
Yeah, the alphabet boys.
Yes, the alphabet boys. Yeah, so that was like, whoa. Yeah. So that happened to me. That I was finished hair school right there. That was it for me.
Yeah, and I salute you because you didn't become stuck, and people become stuck a lot, depending on it. Even like now, jobs, the COVID, the pandemic, the unemployment they was getting. So I salute you. You didn't become stuck.
Well, thank you. So I bought some props today.
What is this about?
So I bought some props. I wanted to tell my story in cards. Okay.
Seeing is believing.
Yeah. So first of all, this is 1992. This is my public assistance card, Income Maintenance Administration from the state of Maryland. Okay. The state of Maryland issued me this card so that I could cash a check. This back when they had checks. Okay. So I used to have to cash my check with this card. Okay. Then we grew to Independence cards. Yes, I had an Independence card, and I still have my Independence card. People in Baltimore are like, girl, you still got that card? Yes, this
What is that about? What is that called?
This is food stamps and cash. We advanced from cashing a check to going to the bank machine. They started letting us go to the bank machine, right? And get money out. We had grown up. Yes, yeah. So that was that.
So they were giving you cash back. You could get cash.
So my check, my welfare check came on this card.
Okay.
Food stamps came on this card. They still do. It probably looks a little different now. I don't know if it's still orange in Baltimore or not, but it still does. There's that one.
Okay.
All right. So that was 1992. All right. Well, 2002. Guess what? I got a real estate license. This is my first real estate license card. Okay. I was a salesperson. This license expired on July the 4th of 2004. So real estate licenses last for 2 years.
We're going to talk about that too.
Okay.
All right. About that.
So I joined the Greater Baltimore Board of Realtors October the 1st of 2002. Actually, this is my first card. This is my card when we opened up our own brokerage. Shout out to Nakia Jones Green. We opened up a real estate company called Urban Living Realty. I was her first agent, and then I was her sales manager. That was my first opportunity at managing in real estate. So that was this card. Then fast forward, life changed. Did a lot of things. I wanted to show off my resort card, because this is when I thought I was doing something too. Massanutten Resort. I
Let
bought me
see
some
that, girl. You got
timeshare.
you a Jerry curl bop. Oh my God.
I had a natural bush. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
This I bought timeshare at Massanutten, the resort. So I have 2 condos that I paid cash for, because in 2015 I was balling out of control because I had a hair salon and I used to sell hair. That hair that you see on that card, that picture, that was the hair I used to sell. Okay, I had my own brand. It was called Sugar Shea and Shears, and I had a line of hair extensions, and that took me to a whole another dimension. Okay, in finance. Yeah. And here we are today. I really wanted to show, I went from independence to real independence.
You get one of those cards.
So I have American Express Business Gold Card, and then I have the American Express Platinum Card. And this came through years of exploring credit, mastering credit, teaching other people credit, but giving back to my community. I know you big in giving back to your community. Mm-hmm. These cards, these credit cards, come from giving back to my community. I taught credit. I had a brand, Credit Workshop 101, for years. I was struggling in real estate to find clients because everybody had bad credit. I had to keep telling people, no, I couldn't help them buy a house. No, I couldn't help them buy a house. So I started a home buyer workshop series called Credit Workshop 101. Mm-hmm. And while I was teaching them credit, I had to master it myself. So here I am today, American Express Platinum certified.
So let me ask you this. Is that hard for somebody to do? Like, my credit is messed up and I got all this. Can they overcome that and get to that level?
Yeah. So credit really is habits and changes, or changes in habits. It's changes in lifestyle. I call a credit report a lifestyle report. Your credit report shows your lifestyle. And if it's bad credit, it's because you're not doing things right. Mm-hmm. But you can stop doing things wrong and start working your credit the correct way. And there's certain things you have to do to work your credit correctly. I do those workshops. I help other agents now do those workshops. We do them in connection with home buyer workshops. But if someone just wants a credit workshop, I'll do that too. I even teach business credit, because business credit is really important if you are self-employed or you have your own business.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely, will tap in.
Yeah,
learn that business credit. But just for people that, messed up in the credit, they should take advantage of your workshops. They be, sometimes maybe $1 you charge them. They'll hide away, run away from it. And they need it, I think they definitely need that. Yeah. So let me ask you this. You're a realtor. You teach me how to say the word better.
Realtor, right.
Yeah. We say it wrong a lot.
I know the world always wants to add a syllable, but it's realtor.
So what drove you into the world of the realtor world?
So really, it was Nakia. Nakia was my real estate agent when I bought my second house. So I bought my first house when I was 23 years old.
Okay,
I bought
a
HUD house. Yes, snaps and all that good stuff. Yes. So I bought my first house when I was 23. It was a HUD house. I had to renovate it a little bit. I had to do some things. I had to do some basement waterproofing. But I borrowed money to buy the house and to fix the house at the same time. So I made the house a little bit of what I wanted. But again, I had 3 children. It was a 3-bedroom row house. You guys call them townhouses here in North Carolina, where we are, by the way. So I bought that first house, but we outgrew that house. So 5 years later, I was like, "Ooh, I got to get another house." So the second house was a 4-bedroom, 4-story. We had a basement, a first floor, a second floor, and an attic, like a walkable, livable attic. So I went from a 3-bedroom, 3-level house to a 4-bedroom, 4-level house. and Nakia was my real estate agent. And while we were going through the process, I found all type of programs, loans. That one was a construction loan too. I bought that house from, it was an estate sale. The parents had a rehab bill. They were in rehab, what we probably call hospice now. I don't know if it was called hospice back then, but they had a hefty bill for being in that center. And the people, or however, and now thinking back, it could have probably been one of those reverse mortgages or something. I just bought that loan in order to buy that house. And I also borrowed money to fix that house up because that house was a wreck. That house was a mess. The family probably had lived there for like all of their lives, and they had a lot of damage, a lot of peel and paint. So I had to renovate the house. I had to put a new kitchen in, almost new. I think I put everything new in there, to be honest with you. New bathrooms, new kitchens. I built a hair salon in the basement.
Hair. Okay.
Yes, I was hair salon all my life. Okay, I built a hair salon in the basement. You know, you had to build a laundry room and all that good stuff. But Nakia was like, you should get a real estate license. Now, mind you, I worked a full-time job. I worked for the state of Maryland. I had a full-time job. So really, for me, doing real estate was about helping people find all that money that I found. Because I found tons of money. I bought a house, actually, and they gave me money back when I went to settlement. I don't think they do that anymore now. It's too many new laws and stuff now. You didn't get money back when you bought a house?
I didn't get money back, no.
Oh, okay. So we do help clients bring nothing to the table, but it's kind of hard to get money back these days. We have to apply it somewhere. But back then, I actually got a check back, and I bought that house. And not only did I get my real estate license, but Nakia and I became friends, right? And then we worked together. We opened businesses together, and we still talk today. She's in real estate. I'm in real estate, right? And we're in real estate leadership. That's a whole nother story. We won't even tap into that today because that'll take us to a whole nother video. I'm telling you, that's why I say I'm Nakia today, or like when you asking me who is Nakia, there's so many variations that are out there.
That's awesome. That's so
Thank you.
awesome. So now, like a lot of upcoming realtors, what type of advice would you give them? You know, or even starting business. They don't even have to be a realtor, but just starting a business. You know, what type of advice would you give them? Research
first. Follow, since we got social media now. Y'all had social media. When I started real estate, there was no social media.
It's easier now.
Right. Yeah. Follow some of the greats. Find out who are the greats. Look and see what they are doing. Learn. Take time to learn before you jump out there. Or even when you get the license, there's a period of learning that has to happen before you just start working. I bring in new agents right now. I train them right now. And it's a hard conversation to have with new agents who just invested thousands of dollars into their new career, into their education, and to say, hey, you need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 before you even talk to a client. But when I pose it that way, they don't really get it. But if I say it this way, so I call you today and I want to buy a house. What are you going to say?
Well, you should teach. I need to learn the game. So I move a lot of concrete. I pull a lot of slabs. So if I want to become a realtor, which I need to go check out this class and
get your
and
license.
Get into it. Yeah. But how would you coach me into it? Like I wouldn't know where to start at. But I'm a hustler. Like I'm I grind.
It's about learning the steps and learning the rules, learning the step by step, learning the tools that you will use. If you know all of these things before you jump out there, you will have a much smoother career and a much better time. Because if you don't know the things, you're gonna get frustrated with yourself. You're going to be mad all the time, and you're going to lose your confidence for it. So I say build up your confidence, build up your skill, build up your knowledge before you just jump out there totally.
Okay. Awesome. That's very awesome. So you just recently wrote a book on divorce.
Yes.
And I know it was a hard subject, a thing to deal with. Let's say to deal with, because I was in a long-term relationship, but even coming from that, did you ever think or believe that you will find love again? You know.
No. Well, I knew I would, but the answer.
Did you want to?
Yeah, I wasn't looking for it. So I believe, and I heard you say this before too, and it clicked in my mind. I thought I was in isolation for transformation for work and my career. Mm-hmm. I went into isolation so I could just dive in to this new. I changed careers in 2020. I gave my corporate career back to corporate America. I gave it back to the company. Mm-hmm. I was like, I'm retiring. I retired at the age of 45 in 2020.
Oh my God. Yeah. I need to do what you're doing so I can, yeah.
All right. So in 2020, I retired. Yeah. And I gave them that corporate job back. But I had to go into a different career, a different company. And I needed some time and some space to do this and to master it. So I spent a lot of time on the go. Mm-hmm. I spent a lot of time traveling to Charlotte, North Carolina, mm-hmm. To work with people who were in my sponsorship or in my group, in my network. And every time I came, or every time I went to North Carolina, I liked it. I went to Mooresville, North Carolina. I went to Lake Norman. I went out on the boats. I was in that quiet space. I had got a new construction apartment so that I could live in it sometimes and Airbnb it out sometimes.
You're still a hustler.
Oh, okay, yes. Because listen, let me tell y'all something about that. An apartment monthly, new construction, mind y'all, new construction. An apartment was $1,400. But if you travel for like a week, the hotel was like $100, $120 a day, right? So say you go for 7 days, say you go for 10 days, that's $1,000 to $1,500. So why not get the apartment, live in there while you're in the area, and Airbnb it out? That's another real talk with Nakia.
Yeah, a lot of real talk.
Yeah, but so I did that for a minute. But every time I came here, I liked it. I liked it. It was quiet. It was transformational. It was peace to me. I spent a lot of time in isolation, and I spent a lot of time transforming in my career. I hung out every now and again, but I never looked to be in another relationship because I was in the middle of a divorce. I mean, let's be clear. Mm-hmm. I was in the middle of a divorce. I was in the middle of coming out of a relationship where I was in for a long period of time. And things weren't the way that I wanted them to be. Mm-hmm. And I didn't want to be in that relationship anymore. I didn't think that relationship was right for me anymore. I thought that I deserved better, that I needed better, right? Mm-hmm. So I went into isolation. I spent some time with myself for a long time. A long time. And then that you know, you say, was I ready or did I think I would be? I didn't, because when I met you, because you ain't say all that, right? When I met you, we were both just out and about, hanging out, and I know. You were hanging out with your friends and y'all were taking some pictures and I
wasn't even looking. I wasn't trying. That was so.
Yeah. I took y'all's picture and then I had to text it to you. Mm-hmm. And that night you had checked to make sure I got home, right? And then that was the end of the conversation.
That was the game.
Oh, yeah, well, you.
I'm messing. I'm bullshit.
But you had checked to see if I got home. But you know, these phones probably put me in your social media. So I started coming up on your social media, and you started checking me out or stalking me on social media. And I think we talked on social media. Then we got back to text messaging. And at that time, I was still traveling a lot. I was going back to Baltimore. Matter of fact, I think after we met, I was home for a little bit. But then I left and I was traveling for like 21 days. And when I came back, you asked me out on a date, and I was like, shit, I ain't got nothing else better to do. Let me.
Now we'll talk about that in the real talk.
So we went on a date, and ever since then, we've been hanging out together.
So do you love the guy? Do you like the guy?
Which guy? Yeah. Okay. Oh, you was gonna ask me that on Real Talk with Nakia? We gotta leave that to the imagination for the people. We can't tell them all the business.
So it's not for the public.
No, we're not gonna tell them all the business. They got enough right now seeing us and hearing this. But they gonna see it. Yeah, I know they gonna see it.
And you're an artist too. You got to live your dreams of being an artist.
Oh yeah.
You got a nice record.
You want me to tell you? Let me tell you how that happened. This man is a retired artist, retired musician. Ex-musician.
I gave him the business when I was active, though.
And on my bucket list was, or everybody knows I love music. So on my bucket list was to make a song. Yeah. And you are the type of guy, when you are in a relationship, this is what I noticed, you like to make dreams come true, or you like to make the person happy, you like to make me happy, right? So I think to make me happy, you helped me write a song and produce it and go in the studio and record it.
You killed that shit too.
Well, thank you.
Oh my God.
Thank you. So, but I always wanted to see how music was made, or so my mom, when I was younger, she sent me to actors theater. I was in acting, I was in drama, drama is acting. I was in music, I learned how to sing, I learned how to dance, I modeled. I had all of these skills just held up inside of me, and I wasn't doing nothing with them. Oh yeah, shout out to my mother who kept me busy every single weekend of my life. I never had downtime. That's another story. I never had downtime. I was always doing something, learning something. Again, because that's important in life, is to learn something every single day. So you didn't take me serious at first, and that first time we went to that studio, you was nervous. You was like, I hope she don't embarrass me.
Well, I thought it was on you. I say, this is what I didn't have to rap it. I just said, hey, let's go. Here you go.
Hey, what did you call me?
Here's your canvas. Here's your canvas.
A 46-year-old rapper? Was I a 46-year-old rapper? I was a 46-year-old rapper. But it was something I wanted to do, and then since I did a good job, you invited me back, I think.
And you blazed it again.
Okay, good. So this time I was singing. I think y'all put too much auto-tunes on my voice, but I'm not the professional. I think I have a good voice, but we will talk about that later. But I had fun, and it was something. I mean, we did it on like a date night. We had a date night. We went to the studio.
Because I didn't do it anymore. It's over, but it was fun. Yeah, it was very fun.
Yeah. Something different. How did it feel for you to go into the studio with your woman?
Well, it was different because even in relationships, the woman, why are you going to the studio? Why are you doing? But to do it, and together, you know what I mean? It was fun. Okay. I almost make me want to do a whole album with you, but I'm not.
Don't tell me that. I'm ready for my next song.
Hey, it's over.
Listen, I just need one beat. Just one beat. One mic.
Nah, but you killed it though. Like you
thank
killed
you.
it. You
Thank
stood
you.
up on it.
It was a dream. It was on my bucket list, and I'm happy with it. Now I want to make a video. You up for the video?
Yeah, we're going to do the video. We're going to shoot the video. We're going to see if we can get Adam. He said him. We're going to see if we can convince him.
We work together. Music video. Okay, all right. All right. I got the boxing gloves. I'm ready.
Don't hit me though. Hey, but it was nice sitting to interview, talk to you. I think you're very amazing.
Thank you.
An awesome woman.
Thank you.
You are.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure for me to meet you, to know you. Great woman.
Thank you. Let me think if I want to ask you anything before I let you go.
Ask me.
Let me see here. Sometimes people be like, well, what's your plans? What's your future plans? Let's talk about you real quick, but business. Because business, the reason we click really well is because we're both business owners. We're both self-employed. Yeah. We're both employed and self-employed, right? Yeah. You have a business. You have Cassell's Concrete Services.
You need a slab laid, come.
It sounds just like a salesperson. Oh my goodness. Yeah. But you help people who buy new construction. They get that little small little concrete pad in the back. Their little patio is what they call it, but you extend those. Or they get driveways. You extend driveways. Or you put in driveways for people that don't have driveways. So my career and your business go hand in hand, because I'm in real estate. I sell the houses, and then of course the people, if they buy new construction or even if they have homes, they need some concrete work. So I think we make a good team in business as well, and we got to start promoting your business. I got to start, not you, because you do a good job, but I got to start promoting your business just a little more too, because in the future I think it's going to be our business. Yeah,
well, you do a good job with helping me now, though. I appreciate that. Like,
thank you. I'm just in the back office, but I'm going to be in the front office too. Not in the field, in the front office. I'm going to start doing some marketing and all that good stuff for you.
Yeah, you help it come alive now, and I definitely appreciate it. You know, but you definitely help it come alive to life more, you know, to help me execute the vision that I see. Okay. So I definitely appreciate that. Okay. You know what I mean?
All right. Now, what age are you going to retire? Is the question. I think you're ready for retirement. You ready to retire?
Yeah, soon. It's going to be soon. Okay. Soon. Hard work, you know, dedication. I love helping people, so you know, even put people in positions. So I believe soon. Working hard, staying at it, on top of it. Okay. Doing good work. You know.
All right, and give one little piece of advice. Real talk. You got to give them real talk. Real talk. Because I always give it to people real. I'm authentic. I forgot to say that I'm always authentic.
Oh, you should definitely. Jesus.
And I'm always telling people the real story. No, I will not.
In a world full of...
give people a piece of real talk advice about just life, enjoying life, and, you know, starting over, becoming a new person, but staying yourself, but becoming a new person, because that's really important. You want to be yourself, but you also want to be new, and I think you mastered that, because you've had a lot of life changes.
Yeah. So I'll just really tell them, like, you got to get in tune with yourself, like tapping in with yourself, being honest with you first, you know. Like, because you can lie to so many people around you. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to change. But the biggest thing is, like, to be honest with you. Because me coming in, a lot of things I did, my biggest thing was I was my biggest enemy. So I lied to me the most. You know, I told myself the most lies. And I hurt me. So I just really tell them, like, get in tune with you. Like, know who you are. Learn who you are. The day you start learning and knowing who you are, you know, a lot of stuff... You know, go out, you know, you brush it off, you start understanding life better. Wow. So I just, you know.
I like that. Yeah. I like that. Get in tune with yourself. Start telling yourself the truth. Because once you are honest with yourself, then you start being honest with others. And you start seeing and believing and moving into your true self. Right?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, are we going to conclude this?
Yes, it's definitely been real.
All right. Real talk with Nakia. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for taking over. I love it. I want to sit back and relax sometimes. Thank you.